Coming in 3, 2, 1. Give me a smile. All right, cool. This is Aaron's Experiences. We are here. We're back. When I say we're, because I'm always gonna have somebody with me most of the time. Thank you for coming. This is Aaron Senior. I'm Aaron Junior. So Aaron Senior, my dad. Here we go. I'm gonna call him Mr. Johnson just be formal. I know. Mr. Johnson. You grew up in the 80s.
Yes.
All right. Cool. So that means you have some knowledge about the 80s. We may dip into the 90s, but the 80s is really what you know.
That's my teen years.
Yeah. Was that a good times for you?
Yeah, it was really good.
All right.
Middle school, high school. Had a good time. Okay. Yes. Good time. Go ahead.
All right. Let's just start off real quick. What do you remember about the 80s?
As far as what?
As far as just overall about the 80s, of the good things about the 80s.
The 80s was just more laid back, cool, collected. That was the mottos: be cool, calm, and collected. So that's what a lot of it was. You know, nobody was like really. There was no stress, no pressure to do a whole lot of things. You just do whatever you needed to do.
Right.
You know, everybody had fun, sports, a lot of more family oriented stuff. Keep your family together. They came first. So that was the 80s models.
The 80s models were more like family.
Family first. And even if you wasn't family, that's why a lot of people now, like around my age, they have a lot of people around them who actually grew up with them and stayed around with them that becomes family.
All right. The 80s sound like there was a lot of love back then.
It was.
Not just the 60s. So, you remember Blockbuster?
Yes.
Yeah.
I remember Blockbuster. I remember when it first came out.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit, just a little bit.
I mean, it was the new thing to do, because go out and get you a video of the movie that you've seen.
Yeah.
It's huge.
Right.
You know, and when they came out with the DVD, the CD plate, the VCR.
Right.
And then, you know, it was just different. It was like we doing like coming into now with video, all the stuff that technology got. That was streamlined technology.
Streamlined.
Yeah, you know, have a VCR, because you can have that. You can watch a movie unless you went to the movies.
Right.
And now to be able to watch a movie at home,
right.
You know, it was just huge.
Okay. You recall the process of getting a Blockbuster video?
Well, I mean, first you had to become a member, so you had to sign up your information and everything. And it was basically like, I don't know, Netflix in the store.
They gave you a card, a Blockbuster card.
You had to have your card, or you couldn't rent anything.
Okay.
Yeah, if you didn't have your card, you couldn't get it. And then you only had like a day and a half to watch the movie. It wasn't like you had the movie today, you had to watch it today or tomorrow morning, or you had to pay a fee because you had to bring the tape back.
Well, didn't they give you wouldn't, I would think they would give you an option, or do you want it just one day, you want it 3 days, or do you
they
want...
eventually came over there. It was return it the next day.
that was the main practice.
Yeah.
I got you. Okay. Emergence of cable networks like CNN, MTV.
Well, the thing is, I didn't realize how old I was until I remember, like, you talking about all the new stuff that came out. But this thing about cable, there was no cable, so you had the antenna.
Yeah.
And at a certain time, you knew what time it was because TV went off.
Yeah.
There was no TV after a certain time.
This is the 80s?
I don't know if it was the 70s or the 80s, but it was a certain time. I remember. I think it had to be in the 70s.
It had to.
Because I can't remember. But I remember the TV went off. Now to think about MTV and all that. When Run DMC, you can see them on TV because
DMC.
they was the first rap group to actually go into MTV. That's what made everybody knew about MTV.
What about Michael?
Michael's not rap.
No, but he was. I get what you're saying. That was my bad, y'all. My bad, y'all. All right. So you saying you said that Run DMC was the first.
There was a crossover. Because MTV was all white.
Who else was coming in?
I don't know. Everybody once Run DMC came across, then people started coming across.
Right.
So it was like I couldn't tell you who was second and third, but you always remember who's the first one that you seen.
Facts. I understand that was your first ones in Run DMC.
Well, Run DMC was. I mean, like I said, they was literally the first black group to come across on TV.
Okay.
Once they allowed them to cross over, and was like Walk This Way, Adidas, and all that. Then they said, you know what, this is catching on. Everybody's watching. More people watching MTV now, so let's let more people come across.
Okay. I'm just gonna ask, and you don't know it, it's okay. It's 80s. 10 years of the 80s is a lot. So the Berlin Wall crumbled. Do you know anything, any information about it? No?
No.
Okay. All right. Well, just for facts, it was the 1980s that the Berlin Wall had crumbled. Just a fact. Okay, I got a question. The AIDS epidemic. The AIDS spread through the country. Were you around at that time? Was it in your area? Was it in your neighborhood?
Didn't see none of it.
You didn't see none?
Deal with it. We just heard about it, and it came out as quote the gay disease or whatever.
And that's
everybody
what
thought that was the
first...
only way you can catch it. Yeah.
Okay. So when in the 80s, when it first came out, it was considered
because only men were catching it.
Only men were catching it at the time. Mm-hmm. There was no evidence that women were catching it, just men.
No, just men.
Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy how it started going to women, although it was just men at the time. That's crazy. Give us 1 minute, y'all. We're going to be right back.